After one of the most intense game ones we've had so far this split, it's now time for us to get back into game two. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dom, and I'm over here now, once again, back with Raz.
Is Fish able now?
Yes, Fish is able and willing. So too am I. I mean, that game was it was intense. It was real intense. And now we're going to find out what's going on in this game too, because EDG have managed to take the advantage over Invictus Gaming. We just heard it from the analyst desk, where I previously was, that they out-executed with some godlike hero plays out of Scout.
You're right. Definitely fresh on your mind. Hero mode, Frost said.
Yeah.
The fact that it was time and again that Scout was incredible. The one call-out, the one predict that he had, he knew where LeBlanc was in the previous team fights, and he didn't see LeBlanc in front of him, so he made an educated guess. Didn't give too much away because it's just a Sleepy Trouble. If it's a miss, it's just like a 14-second cooldown.
Yeah, not that bad.
So you're like, all right, but no, it hit. He knew that LeBlanc was there, gets the kill, team fight win, sets up for the next team fight win, and EDG takes it when they were losing team fights coming up to that point. Well done restructuring themselves because they had a great early game. It was unfortunate that they fell down and had to rely on Scout this one.
Yeah, resetting the pace of the map so that EDG could actually retaliate. But hey, now we're getting into that pick and ban for game two. We just talked about how important that game one draft was for these two teams. And look, we all know it, that Zoe is absolutely going to be banned away.
You wonder, because it all decides on which team starts on blue side currently. It seems like it's going to be Invictus Gaming.
Yeah.
So I wonder, you said Zoe. Zoe's been banned. I'm going to say Gnar. Gnar right now can be first picked by Duke, can actually, go off towards EDG. EDG found it to be first ban priority when they were going on the blue side. This time around, in fact, the Talia's up and available. Not going to happen.
Yeah, again, this is IG going back to the playstyle that's been working out for them so successfully. Getting Ning on a roaming jungler, unlocking him around the map. And then if you even get the opportunity for another roaming jungler, you pass it over to Rookie.
And here's the thing. If you're red side right now, the three bans you have to go through is Aatrox, Talia, and Nocturne. Nocturne's up and available, and we've been seeing less and less Nocturne play. Depends on the teams you're going up against. Haro says that he can play Xin Zhao once again. It doesn't matter, just because the way you deal with Talia is all in. Very fragile as the game goes on. So Nocturne can do it every few minutes because of his ultimate.
It's much easier for Xin Zhao because you just dash in off of the cooldown, knock everyone else away while you pick up a quote-unquote solo kill.
Exactly.
But I don't feel like we're going to be getting a lot of solo kills because with that Rakan banned away from Mako, he's been heavily prioritizing the Shen. And again, it's not quite the submarine composition, more of the warship because you see this one coming.
And EDG, you said you see it coming. Invictus Gaming staff, Mafa, rest of the analysts should have saw this coming. EDG love to support Shen. Depends on the games that they'll even put it in the top side of the map if they get a proper support pick as well. So just means that EDG semi-globals didn't happen last game. This time around, it's going to be easier to finish games when you have the early game lead.
Now we do see the Varus alongside that Tahm Kench, so IG perhaps again looking towards that carry bottom lane out of JackeyLove and perhaps throwing down that gauntlet to try trading back against iBoy after that game one performance. Because last time it was mages versus mages, all right? These are two of the best marksmen in the world, and we got to see them on those mages in game one. Game two, now we've got the chance for outplays. Varus for JackeyLove, Kai'Sa for iBoy.
You love to see it happen. It's nice to see the diversity between both of these guys. I know JackeyLove has shown a lot more mage play, Yasuo as well, so he's a little bit more diverse coming into the bottom lane. But put them on proper AD carries, what they're known and loved for. One thing that's always great to see, and we talk about the juxtaposition between both these teams, Invictus Gaming, a team that moves away from the bottom lane, EDG that moves towards the bottom lane. So Kai'Sa is going to get supported. It doesn't matter if it's a bad lane matchup, the range is not in her favor. Honestly, the Varus is a safe pick.
Yeah.
Varus Tahm Kench's, I'm going to get pressured by multiple people, ain't going to matter because I'm going to be in Tahm Kench's stomach, and I have some ways to disengage with my ultimate.
Yeah. To try to survive and escape away from what we expect to be EDG constantly focusing down that bottom side. Though in last game, it wasn't Haro so much affecting that bottom lane. It was Haro affecting mid lane and then using that to roam on an already winning bottom lane off of iBoy and Mako's performance. There's still the potential for that with the Shen shadow dashes coming out of Mako, but we'll see how it shakes out.
You'd almost expect it to happen.
Yeah.
When you see the Kai'Sa and Shen lane, you would expect them to get pushed in, which makes it a long lane for the offensive force of Varus and Tahm Kench, and you have a counter pick for Scout too. He can play LeBlanc fairly well. I mean, he's going to be waiting. He's not going to be settling on a champion just yet until he sees what Rookie picks up. So then, a point you made. Haro supports Scout. Scout supports bottom lane. That is the playbook from EDG.
Yeah, of course, that does mean leaving Ray out on an island more often than not. We joked about it in the previous game. He solo killed Duke in the top lane on that Gangplank. Thought maybe in the next game he'll get to carry. Maybe in the next game he'll get some love.
There's two frame of thoughts on this one.
Yeah.
You're right. We all expect it. Maybe give him the resources he can do with it. But iBoy is probably telling the team, wait a second, if you can do that with zero pressure, then we're good.
Yeah,
Keep doing that. Good on you. You're the impact of the LPL top kill. You don't need anything from us.
The other C9 top laner, as now Gangplank is locked in again for Duke. He's taking it back against Ray, and it should be noted, after getting solo killed in lane, we're still seeing Duke come back for Invictus Gaming to play out the rest of this match. So IG not going back to the Shy here and going to rely on Duke to close us out. But now, Rookie, he's got to blind pick this. Scout has got that counter pick, and this would be a power pick if ever.
Please do it for me. Now, he probably won't. It's Battleline hovering it. And oh my god!
Wow.
Really?
Jace mid locked in for Rookie.
Jace.
Blind pick.
So the one worry of a Jace player, a lot of people won't end up blind picking it for two things. You just came out of a series where DoinB went on towards a tank mid laner of Poppy, stacked up armor, and went 10 in what? 1?
He was real big.
He was big. He was a big boy. And so if you pick up an AD mid laner, sure, you have the lethality and you should have the early pressure, but you don't want to go up against the tank. This time around goes up against Scout's Swain, which is equally oppressive. Remember, wait a minute, is that a Jace jungle?
It very well could be.
Remember, SOFM is tainting us right now. We've seen a lot of SOFM Jace, so we still have to give it a lot of respect. Rookie has been a great Talia as well, seasons upon seasons. So yeah, it's going to be a Jace mid lane. He's played both of those picks. So the point I was trying to make is that Swain has great pick potential, so you should expect Swain and Xin Zhao to be constantly in the mid lane to deal with the blind pick Jace.
I mean, you look at every single lane and Haro can go anywhere. The Volcanic Rupture into the headbutt, searing charge out of Ray for a knockup, and Haro follows up with another knockup. The Never Move in the mid lane, the Shadow Dash down in the bottom lane. Mako is an exceptional engaged support player. He's been playing it since he joined the LPL in week 3 of 2015 Spring Split. If anyone knows how to engage as a support, it's that guy.
Yes, and you're coming off of a Game 1 victory where you just styled on your opposition pre-10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, honestly, Mako and iBoy must be feeling super comfortable going into this game, knowing that they completely manhandled Jackie Love and Baolan last game in the laning phase. It's the reason why iBoy is saying, give me the Kaisa.
Yeah.
Because I can take this lead and I can snowball. You don't have to worry about some mishandled team fights if you give me this hyper carry. So EDG, right now, with all of these lanes, you can say a few of them are losing lanes on the side of EDG, which is why you should expect a lot of action early on in this game, a lot of kill potential. It's on Haro to start those fights.
And we'll absolutely keep an eye on how Haro decides to start, because again, we're going to see Ning on this roaming Talia. He has got some really interesting jungle paths on that jungle champion. Again, one of his priorities with the Kindred is to go buff straight to Scuttle, but even on the Talia, he likes going buff Raptor Scuttle.
And honestly, this is Ning in his natural habitat.
Yeah.
When he has pushing lanes constantly, 2 splits in a row where he's topped the charts in junglers for jungle percentage. Where he's, this time around, 41% in jungle percentage, which means that 41% of the time, he's in your jungle, and you have to push him out. He has a proper matchup here, and it's going to be on towards the Xin Zhao calling on his lanes to help him and get the man out of his jungle.
Well, now the challenge has been laid in that Game 1. We saw team fights, we saw hero plays, we saw laning phases. Now it's time to see if we'll see an end to this series as the crowd takes it away.
Much lower in the corrupting potions route this time around. Not corrupting potions across the board, just 2 lanes. So I'm happy about that immediately. That's just my corrupting potion update.
Thank you for that weather update. Now back to the game.
Catch me
with
more on
IG versus EDG. But I like how we're seeing iBoy throw down the gauntlet with this Kaisa as well. With the current reigning king of the LPL, Uzi, stepping out for a few weeks after Rift Rivals. No one really has stepped up to claim or challenge that Kaisa throne, because right now that is Uzi's champion. He's got Vayne to his name. He's got Kaisa to his name. He's got so many, and iBoy seems to be trying to carve out his own territory, whereas JackeyLove, he seems content on the likes of Varus and sometimes the Dravens.
Look, the throne is empty. He's looking to make it, keep it warm.
Yeah, the Jaime Lannister, I believe it's called.
Exactly. No spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm going to criticize JackeyLove immediately. You have yourself a pretty damn good poke composition, don't you? You have Jace. That looks beautiful. Yeah, I love Jace.
I can see that, yeah.
You know, you have the barrels as, in some sense, a little bit of poke. If you're in the later portions of the game, can throw down multiple barrels if you set it up properly. Nice. Varus, great. Where's the Comet?
No comment.
He's got lethal tempo, so it looks like, if you're assuming it to be the case, he's going to be going for the usual either AP route or the crit route, depending on what his first item's going to be. I would have loved to have seen the Comet pick as he goes through lethality, because that would make the early game so much more empowering, especially in the range advantage he has in the bottom lane.
And perhaps it's JackeyLove saying he's scared of the bottom lane of iBoy and Mako, because not only is it the Comet, it's also the Doran's shield down here as well. He wants to get as many attacks as he can. As the Shadow Dash lands, and iBoy is going to step forward. JackeyLove has to path around the minions and flash as his own pushing wave bites him back.
Okay, I don't know what JackeyLove was doing there. That's just the basics of support leaves the lane. Maybe you leave the turret alone. There's a Shen there who he didn't even have to...
With the first minion wave.
Yes, and he didn't have to burn his own flash. The Shen just found an easy taunt. So, once again, JackeyLove, at this point in the game, loses flash 3 minutes in. You could tell the last game's been impacting him for him to make such a easy mistake, honestly.
Positioning error. Yeah. That always has been JackeyLove's faults. As Haro with a very unique gank path.
They just rung up their boys. They said, Haro, real easy gank in the bottom lane. JackeyLove's taunted. Let's get him.
That's the slow. Shadow Dash going to land. The target's Balan. He flashes away. Is slowed. The flash follow-up. Ignite. Haro takes one more hit. And iBoy gets first blood, dropping the surrender flag. Here's Ning, a flash sidestep as Haro tries to get in. iBoy's going in for the kill, though. He's chasing it down the auto. A double kill to iBoy. Shadow Dash and another. It's a triple kill to iBoy in the bottom lane.
Where's the second surrender flag? iBoy did it with the first kill, but you can see IG once again in the early game crumbling. A massive wave that at the very least JackeyLove can get to himself. You know, a little bit of Oliver Twist, at least give me something. But this is such an insane set. The fact that 2 games in a row, IG's go-to early game doesn't exist.
And that's straight out of the playbook for IG. A quick gank bottom to open it up.
So EDG's smart enough and recognized that even though JackeyLove doesn't have flash, go to the Tahm Kench, because the Tahm Kench is the exit strategy. So once again, what the hell is JackeyLove doing? They just sit in the bush. They know there's no ward in there. So it's iBoy that follows up and gets the assassination on JackeyLove, because they have no reason to be pushing up that part of the bush with no vision there. So easy. 2 big mistakes in a row from JackeyLove. Getting taunted on the tower, losing his flash to set up for that gank, and then pushes past the bush when there's no ward in there. He's not thinking.
And look at the difference between their items now as a result of that mistake. Cull with 83 minions to go. BF Sword and Dagger on iBoy with double buffs. The wave still pushes in because Varus against Kaisa, the massive range advantage, but iBoy, if ever Mako lands another Shadow Dash, JackeyLove's in trouble.
And it's double buffs. The only good thing about this for JackeyLove is that it's not level 6 where Mako can just get a taunt and iBoy can reposition, which is incredibly snowbally in a long lane such as this. So picking up Varus in this situation when you're so far behind is at a detriment, because he's going to be pushing anyways. Now he's going to be pushing in such a long lane he doesn't want to be in, and it still doesn't have flash. So this is going to be a very easy strategy for Haro to just bully this one through.
And that's exactly what they do. The flash Shadow Dash. Balan, he scoops JackeyLove up while Ning manages to get a kill onto Haro. Spat out under the turret, but iBoy just walks him down. His 4th kill of the game. Balan trying to get a kill onto Mako. Remember, he's got no flash. Gets hit by the shock blast, but iBoy doesn't kill Balan. The flash chase from Rookie. The ignite burns him down, and that's the revenge kill. Rookie 2-0-1, putting the team on his back. Ray teleports in, level 6, diving this. Visions of Empire with Scout as they're looking for Ning, and they get the auto attack. 8 kills, 6 minutes.
I feel so bad for Rookie. He's trying so hard, but it's so early on in the game. It's like when you just, queue up, get into a solo queue game, and you think it's going to be good because you've been having a run for yourself, maybe you even on your Smurf, but the bottom lane is now 0-3. And guess what? It's only like 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
he has no opportunity to impact that lane. So he finally joins up, 2 kills to his name. Maybe it's good enough for him to start bullying out, but it's a Swain lane. You can't even push that out.
And here's the kill onto Haro. Ning steps forward, full damage shock blast, and whoop, seismic shove. Haro gets flung back with no flash and dies.
Yeah, I didn't even see that kill, just because the action was already happening in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
So, you know, in an alternate universe, I know DC has a few of them, where if that was happening, but somehow JackieLove was playing respectfully in the bottom lane, that's just IG coming back in the game.
Yeah, and it's so hard to believe that we're saying if JackieLove is playing respectfully, that it's iBoy and Mako. iBoy, one of the cockiest and most aggressive bottom laners in the league, who is teaching him this lesson about respect.
Yeah.
Somebody barely a few months his senior.
At this point, it's just, it feels like iBoy he's already proven himself in his early split. Remember when he came in towards Worlds and he just had the confidence versus the best teams? Sure, it was the split, or at least it was the Worlds event where EDG didn't get out of groups, but the one lesson that they had was that iBoy was the player to play around. Right now, he's feeling it rough. This early laning phase, once the poke is starting to land, he's having to back. But the early game so far has just been off of waiting it out and waiting for the mistakes from JackieLove and Valorant.
Yeah, still can't question the lane mechanics, though we can question the positioning and some of the decision-making. In the mid lane, we can see Ning trying to affect that as the wave is pushed in. They're actually stepping into the jungle for a blue invade to try and deny Haro here.
Yeah, and I like this from IG. I think right now they're doing a good enough job at slowing the pace of the game now. Rookie has found control in the mid lane, while Ning, you can already see, is counteracting the pressure that Haro has here. So at this point in time, we should expect maybe 12 minutes, 13 minutes where IG is able to get farm underneath them, unless if, let's say, Ray has anything to say about it. But Ray has Ignite, so he's thinking that he's going to be on the top side of the map for some time to come. So as it stands, I think that IG, that is, has done a great job at slowing down the game.
Despite the kills all going over to iBoy, it's actually a 500 gold advantage for IG. You can see the CS advantage for Rookie, slight CS advantage for JackieLove, and Ning has been effectively tracking Haro around the map to shut down that roaming jungler for EDG. So like you said, it's a good stall. Question is, what's next?
It's the CS, ultimately. IG, if you look at the CS statistics that they've had, CS difference at 10 minutes for Rookie has been averaging above 20 CS. That's insane. And it's mostly because he's been getting some fantastic lanes. So here, not only does he have the kills, and we've beat that one over the head, but he has 10 CS advantage there, 9 minutes in. Top lane's the same, which has been the silent assassin of Duke, 10 CS in the lead.
Oh, Baolan, he flashes away. iBoy not going to follow up as there was no CC landed, so can't get the killer instinct.
Really creative there, just waiting on the blast cone to make that happen.
Uh-oh, but Ning and Rookie, they're on top of a ward. They're still going to engage. Scout steps forward, knocked back into it. Over the top, plus here comes the bottom lane. They get the first kill, but Scout will die to JackieLove, finally on the board. The Spirit's Refuge will prevent some of the damage as iBoy catches up Baolan. Remember, he used his flash earlier. Oh, iBoy, he's going to follow up onto JackieLove. One lesson at a time, iBoy chases these kills down. Oh, is he going to die to the turret? Ah, a little bit too much.
Well worth it, man. Who cares? 6 kills for him. And it was a well-constructed play. I was talking about level 6 for iBoy a little bit, but that was a level 6 coming out of Shen, so he can empower Haro. It looked like Scout lost his mind a little bit, setting up for a play, losing a lot of HP. He still had the stopwatch available. Remember, that was in perfect timing. And then so he goes in there, has the Shen on top of him, had no idea that was the case. And so, well set up from EDG. The call was made. Mako knew that he was going to be there to back him up, and it was iBoy, who actually just came straight from the bottom lane to aid in the cause. Take a look at this, once again, a lot of damage being bursted down. Had Ning landed 2 more pebbles off of his Q, actually would have been the kill immediately on towards Swain. So that is the best case scenario that would have tilted into IG's favor. Didn't happen though. This hitting, sad that the hitbox is the way that it is.
Yeah.
JackieLove pays the price.
It should be noted, JackieLove had flash there. Could have sidestepped it. Triumph not enough. Even the Spirit's Refuge attempt out of Mako. But already you can see EDG starting to flex those muscles in the bottom lane. iBoy and Mako just appearing out of nowhere, out of thin air, to counter the attempt from IG's turn on that fight.
So there are 2 spikes here. The first one was hit before, and that's how the fight started, which was level 6 in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Second one is Storm Razors from iBoy, because that is honestly, with the buffs that it's been having repeatedly, is probably the best item in the game, especially for iBoy in this scenario. So all he really needs is that first few auto attacks to get going in the skirmish. He was already winning out these skirmishes so handily. The extra crit that he has off the first auto attack is going to just make it so the damage is super tilted in their favor.
And already with those squishy carries from IG, that's going to make it a lot scarier. Now, Triforce has been finished off for Duke. You already can see the Yomus and Merc Treads for Rookie. Runic Echoes completed for Ning as Jackie Love. He's down here in the bottom lane, but Ray actually went for a quick walk down.
Let's go.
There's no flash. That's the slow. Here comes the second. Killer Instinct is not even used. They just walk it up and they chase the kill onto Baolan. A 4-man dive. Ning gets the flick, but Mako using that perfect timing. Shock Blast goes through as well as Rookie roams it down. Scout does have teleport, but he's holding that minion wave mid.
Something I haven't seen before is how Ray uses Ornhorn. At the tip, he used it on towards Jackie Love, so he had no way of getting out because the moment the bull appeared, he was already slowed at the tip of the horn. So right then and there, man, there's no way to get out of it. A proper setup from EDG, even losing top lane turret. It's going to take a long time for Duke to scale up, but this is a very fast push from EDG.
It certainly is. That turret now being traded as EDG turned towards that Ocean Dragon. Duke getting all of that solo gold. You can see he's 5,400 gold, whereas Ray at 3,700, a full 1,700 gold difference between the two in the bottom lane. Just as stark a difference between iBoy and Jackie Love, as that dragon is finally picked up. But now something real scary is about to happen. That Stormrazor is about to be finished on iBoy, and he's unlocked from the bottom lane.
I'm afraid. I understand what damage is being done here. Remember, Rookie doesn't have mana or blue buff. His blue buff is coming soon, but I don't think he should stay on the map for that long. So the worry here is that this is usually when Invictus Gaming start grouping up for their poke. They're going to realize fairly quickly that their poke doesn't mean too much. EDG will be looking around mid lane, starting to control that, placing down proper wards so they can try and hunt for the plays that IG is looking for so they can go in for an all-in engage. That's what EDG is thinking. This comes down to the execution off of IG, if their poke really matters here.
And this is where we look at Baolan and Ning to track the vision of EDG and keep themselves safe so that they can continue to put out that safe poke in these lanes. And we've already mentioned Baolan, he puts out the most control wards of all of these supports in the league. So already it looks like IG are setting up for success with that by playing to that play style. It's just so easy for EDG to dive. Another slow lands onto Jackie Love, and he still has no flash. Though he does have Gwinsu, so perhaps he can put out some more damage if he gets caught out of position.
This is insane. Honestly, at this point, something that is caught on my mind at the time. iBoy, if you look at his items, if he goes towards because he's already got his Stormrazors, if he gets a Gwinsu's Rage Blade that has a pickaxe and a attack speed, I guess a recurve bow,
yeah.
and he actually evolves both his Q and his E. If memory serves me properly. I know Double Lift has made a mention of this on Twitter.
Cathian Rain, yeah.
There we go. It's the fastest in which you can get both of them by getting completed items. So it's a really good 2-item spike. Questioning, at some point when you get to 4 or 5 items, you do want to replace one of those, either Stormrazors. I think Stormrazors is the best one you can replace to get better items. But in terms of 2 items and you're this far ahead of the pace in the game, just for your AD carry that is, then I really like it.
Yeah, just playing that snowball even harder against Invictus Gaming. I mean, it's iBoy. It's the style that we've come to love and expect from this player, though now we can see he's defending the mid lane against Jackie Love and Baolan. Haro and Scout are down here, and there is a ward just over the wall as Rookie. He still wants to try and flex on Scout. Didn't get the opportunity to in that game 1 as Scout was on that phenomenal Zoe, but this time he's on a much less mobile Swain into this Jace matchup, and you can start to see some of the punishment that's happening as a result of that.
And the underlying stories here is the fact that, yeah, that's unlucky. It's unlucky. He doesn't get to see it. Oh, here comes the fight
going on in the mid lane. Ray actually joins in as they're looking to chase down Baolan. Mako starts the engage and sets it up. iBoy, like you said, that's the killer instinct. Jackie Love flashes back. Threaded volley forces iBoy away as Scout will force another flash, but Duke is chasing it down. He's going to be knocked up, but is separated from his team. Mako with the Stand United keeps iBoy shielded up as the fights are being traded across. The arrow goes down. Scout in the choke. Shock Blast goes in. EDG, they're trying to run for their lives, but they're doing some damage. It's another 1-for-1 trade. Mako chasing, the Void Assault missing, and Rookie forced to flash away as the piercing arrow does not find any more kills onto EDG. Whoa! Oh.
And you can see how close these fights are. That point I was about to make is that the underlying story here, even though we've been talking so much about how fed iBoy is that Rookie has a great matchup, and he's doing phenomenally here. 3 kills after that fight. Duke been farming it up God, iBoy has to leave. He can't take another one from either Jackie Love or Rookie.
That's the Abyssal Voyage. Mako shadow dash away. This slow, they dive onto him. iBoy, he doesn't have Killer Instinct, and Baolan's actually taking the turret here. And it's actually finished off as IG get the push in mid lane.
If Jackie Love can play it as safely as he can in the team fights that he's been doing so, and if Rookie can style him, which he has as well, the range disadvantage that iBoy has is starting to show. That the poke coming down makes it so hard for him to continuously land the damage that he's been wanting to. So has to disengage because the Varus ultimate comes through, but once they come back into it, it's like, wait a minute, he's all in already, doesn't have the help of Scout, Ray, and Haru because he's behind a wall itself. So I think that's a mistake from iBoy. I think he went for it way too quickly. Should have dealt with Duke and Rookie first and foremost, so you have the team in front of you. The moment they broke the first rule of team fighting, front to back, is when you saw that Rookie and Ning were starting to make the damage worthwhile.
And that will help keep IG into the game as Rookie 3-1-3, finishing off his Duskblade, also as a result of that Duke finishing off his Youmu's coming out of this. As IG, again, just finding these super chaotic fights against EDG to keep themselves into the game. But now EDG, they've grouped up 4 in the mid lane. Ray has got teleport. He's level 11 with that Call of the Forge God. And the elaborate dance of whether or not IG can keep EDG at bay or if EDG can all in and force the fight is back and forth.
And this should look like any other 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid game where both teams are A-ramming it. Because if you're EDG, iBoy shouldn't be on a side lane because he is so damn fed he should be with the team.
Oh, yeah.
Your IG, the coach has been telling you we have a great poker composition, stay mid and try and get towers. So both of them are going to be clashing. It's just going to be about if Jackie Love and Rookie can land the necessary poke, if a flick can come through from Ning, here we go.
That's the one. Haro using an early Crescent Slash. Never Move goes in between them and the Cannon Barrage. Haro gets away as Ray tries to look for the knockup. No way, EDG try to turn this around. As Rookie gets spat out, Ray in the front line dies to Jackie Love's piercing arrow. As IG find a pick and Raz. I've got to follow up on what you said. Are you telling me that it's coming down to execution once again?
Yep, 100%.
All right.
What's really funny here is that they're so smart. Ray found a great angle once again with his ultimate, but because of that, because he's been looking for it so often, Jackie Love caught him on the bot side. So he was just like, wait a second, you're alone because you've been trying to be creative in a lot of these fights. So just off that, great pick on towards Ray results in a Rift Herald.
That's going to help IG take even more pressure onto these turrets. The bottom tier 1 already been chunked out. Looking at the gold, despite the 9-2-1 Kai'Sa, it's only 700 gold separating those two AD carries. In the mid lane, it's 1,400 gold in favor of Rookie. In the top lane, it's another, what is that, 3,200 gold for Duke? IG are the ones who are starting to run away with this game despite the snowballed AD carry.
I like the fact that Duke recognized the type of game he's in. Has a lot of gold, by the way. And he went to the Youmu's Ghostblade.
Yeah.
He needed the early game damage. He couldn't afford waiting for two of these items, the Storm Razors and Steric's Gauge, because they take a while. They have good recipes, but getting the Youmu's Ghostblade so he can help out the team earlier in the skirmishes, has been putting in work.
Doesn't need to fight the Kai'Sa in 20 minutes. Well, he'll need to. He needs to fight the Kai'Sa now as Baolan. He's going to appear bottom with Jackie Love. Chains of Corruption misses as Ray with the fancy footwork dodges everything. And the Stand United gets the knockup onto Jackie Love. But Baolan saves his AD carry and Ray walks away alive.
Let me tell you this. If the whole League of Legends thing falls through for Ray, he can be a matador.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing a great job. Keep doing what you're doing.
Running with the Bulls and not taking any hits. As Ocean Dragon will be picked up by IG off the back of it. Duke is going to use that push pressure to finish off the bottom tier 1, making it 3 turrets to 1. But EDG trading on the other side as iBoy pushing with that Guinsoo's onto this other tier 1.
And funny enough, I think this is favoring EDG. IG as a team right now, they need the Waves side lanes put in a good place so they can actually group up as a team for tower after tower. You can see they've already pinged out the mid lane inner tower, but they need to put in the work to push the top lane outer, or at least the wave, so it's in a good spot. So right now EDG, oh, here we go actually. They need to be the ones defending the mid lane tower.
They're actually forcing this. You can see Baolan is trying to cut off any entrance. iBoy has got teleport. Mako's looking for the recall, and a full health Herald charge breaks it down as EDG are caught getting hit in between breaths.
Stop it.
And a second charge. Haro finally steps up to finish it off, but that is way more than value than I think IG could have expected for that. 4 turrets to 2, and Duke's over the wall. That's the
No way.
Weaver's wall. iBoy, he gets hit by a barrel, forced to flash away. Mako shadow dashes over, and they manage to land the Chains of Corruption. Mako dies out of position, and IG, they can't be doing it. They're running for the Baron res.
That is so smart from the team. Ning recognizing that they're going to be pushing past the blue side jungle here when they're pushing back mid, just separates the two. iBoy, even though he didn't die, blue flash. So even if IG doesn't get a clean Baron, if they set up properly, then they can get a proper pick on towards iBoy. So iBoy needs to watch out. He needs to rely now more than ever on his frontliners.
Oh, Rookie's in the front. Ray is the target. That's a to the skies. He steps back. iBoy's trying to kite it around without his flash, but the front line is dead. Ray is gone. Scout running for the hills. The piercing arrow damage from AP Varus locks him down. And now that's 2.
Somehow Haro has to play it heroically. He doesn't have a blast cone. He's a Xin Zhao, so it's not like you're going to hop over the pit.
Yeah, without flash.
So either you look for a hero play with iBoy there since he's looking for it, he wants it, or you give up the Baron.
3,500 health. iBoy firing the killer instinct. Haro goes in. He's trying to get something, but he cannot. Baron is picked up by Ning. iBoy still with no flash. Gets flashed upon. Killer instinct to reset. He's looking for the outplay. Battleland picks it up, but Jackie Love shuts it down. Mako over the wall. Flashes away from the threaded volley to survive, but Baron picked up by IG, and Rookie is on the prowl.
Fish in a barrel.
Woo! That's one. That misses.
That's a
Mako
tricky
still
fish.
casing it back, as you said, and sometimes you just got to use the skewer for the fish in a barrel.
Yeah, get in there. Slice it up a bit.
Elbow deep.
Ain't gonna be a pretty look, but you get the job done.
And IG, 15 kills to 13 in this bloody game, are 9,000 gold ahead of EDG. They've got the Baron buff after one of the most atrocious starts to a game of their entire split. And somehow they're pulling EDG apart the same way RNG did.
It's a good lesson for teams knowing that Jackie Love and Battleline can crumble early, but saying that you still have to focus on Rookie and Duke. Hell, when we have the Shy, doubly so because he was a fantastic solo laner. So their solo lanes thrived regardless of what happened bottom lane. So EDG really tunneled on the lead that iBoy had. Couldn't get the stuns necessary in a lot of these skirmishes and team fights. So iBoy had it tricky. You couldn't really get anything off. It doesn't have flash anymore, I already mentioned earlier on.
Yeah.
But now that IG are starting to pressure on towers with the Baron that they have, I don't know how we actually get to proper fight.
Like we said, EDG, they've got a strong all-in composition if they're ever getting the chance to group up, but they're not getting that right now with the Baron seed from IG. Varus, Jace, and Talia are going to break down these turrets so quickly. You can see Ray sitting topside looking for a flank mid, but IG have already picked up and ran bottom.
Yeah, we're at a stage of the game right now that even if this doesn't work, but they're trying real hard, Jackie Love's alone.
Oh, he certainly is. He's got flash, caught by the never move, pulled back in, and there's a knock-up as they've actually managed to find the fight. iBoy, he's going to try to get the killer instinct, but cannot, as they will trade 80 carries in this. Scout even using Demonic Ascension, chasing down Rookie.
Rookie is proving himself to be quite a tactician, somehow finding a kill after all of that.
Ooh, and the big barrel landing onto Haro. And they're still walking this up as the minion wave crashes in. Rookie firing another shot to zone them away. And despite the trade, it's the inhibitor take by IG.
I wonder how much they value their back timings, because they can back now or look towards the mid lane wave, which is really close towards that inhibitor tower. They can continue to push, but it just comes down to how confident they are going back to execution. Battleland doesn't he has about 70% HP. Looks like they choose this way.
Yeah, Jackie Love has teleport. He's getting back in. Look at the barrel damage under Scout and Mako. Seismic Shove barely missing as Jackie Love steps up to the turret and starts chunking it down. iBoy's back up in addition, but he cannot defend it in time. IG taking 2 inhibitors off that early Baron.
You can see how hard it is for EDG to start a fight. Haro ain't going to be going in. It would have to be a flash. They're trying to end it.
Yeah, Ning with the Weaver's wall sets it up. Ray, you can break through that. He opens up a walkway, but Scout goes golden, and Ray dies as he's trying to walk through. Scout gets flung in and dies, so too does Ray. A double kill to Duke. Knock up onto the turret does nothing as iBoy from the fountain is firing across. And IG, they're turning onto the Nexus to bring us to game 3. They don't have the minions just yet, though, so they need to be careful here.
30 seconds is a lot of time. They have to try and get a kill on towards Jackie Love here.
And that's Haro stepping up, looking for the fight. iBoy tries to get in. He's got killer instinct, dashes to the back. He's found Jackie Love. He goes down as Duke swipes the sword and brings him low. Ning with the penguin dab drops the Nexus and brings us to game 3 between Invictus Gaming and EDG.
My God, Duke is on some kind of drugs on that Storm Razors. The moment he picks up the item, he's like, I can do whatever I want. That was a lot of damage on towards the AD carry there. Honestly, iBoy must feel upset. You can see it in his eyes. So fed early on this game, losing that kind of game, no matter the cost, if it's just a random solo queue game, to a game on a stage like this, it hurts you, it cuts deep down.
And it's not EDG going backstage as a collective group, but walking back in separate packs as Scout and Haro make their way back, iBoy and Mako again. And you've got to wonder if EDG are thinking back to their set against Royal Never Give Up, where they smashed game 1, barely lost game 2, and then got smashed in game 3.
And just take a look at the graph here. The fact that it was even when iBoy had 4 kills to his name just showcases how strong the lanes were for Rookie and Duke. That even though Ray sacrificed so much to go for a bottom lane kill on towards JackeyLove, they all end on the bottom lane. But that was a free tower for top lane. Duke getting the gold for himself. Rookie was able to help out in the bottom lane as well, so felt like both of them had to be on their A game when it came to team fights because they had to carry, and they did.
Yeah, and a very strong play out of EDG. Again, iBoy doing his absolute hardest along with Mako. Perhaps a little bit of the weakness of the focus bottom strategy. And again, we have to talk about the fact that this is Mako's EDG. He's the veteran. He's the captain now of this team. Perhaps there could be some holes in the strategy starting to appear.
Yes, and remember one of the greatest lessons we learned in the LPL is you can't do it all on your own.
Yeah.
That was a lesson that RNG learned when it was Uzi trying to get all the kills, all the carrying potential, and it was all on Uzi. But they had to share the wealth. It was Xiaohu that had to go into the mid lane and showcase strength there with his Swain picks and all that, and the Zoe.
Yeah.
In this game, EDG, they tried so much towards the bottom lane, they forgot about the rest of the map.
Yeah, and again, this is why we say that RNG has transcended to become one of the top teams of the league, whereas EDG, for the first time in a very long time, they're the ones chasing down first place, trying to reclaim sole possession of best in the league, and perhaps that desperation to chase it down could be something that ends up bringing them down.
Look, both of these teams definitely have a lot on their shoulders.
Yeah.
EDG historically and IG remembering Spring Split.
Oh, yeah.
So coming into this one, definitely be a lot on your shoulders. I don't think the 5-minute, 7-minute break that you have in the back going into game 3 is going to be enough to cool it down. So you're going to be seeing a lot of team fights this game.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be heated.
That's the big hope for EDG. Again, we're looking to see if they can recover, if they can take these team fights. Again, these are some of the most mechanically talented players in the league that we're getting to see in this head-to-head for the rivalry of this matchup. But it's just not quite paying off in the way that EDG want it to, outside of the heroic outplays that we're seeing out of Scout in that game 1. And iBoy snowballing here in the laning phase of game 2.
100%. And honestly, if I'm EDG going into this next game,
Yeah.
I want to empower Scout a little bit more. Remember what happened in game 1? It was all on Scout. Scout with his Zoe pick, especially in the team fights. But early on in the laning phase, there was a lot of attention to get him going up against Rookie. I think in this game, while you can say they lost track of that a little bit, I'm not going to criticize the fact that they did go in towards the bottom lane and give it as much love as they did. It did come down to a game of execution because the only way that they were going to get back into these fights was one of the fights where JackeyLove went in iBoy went in immediately with his ultimate.
Yeah, the killer instinct.
Exactly, and didn't get the support from his team because he just was trigger happy.
And then was forced to flash away from Ning, who was able to get the counter engage. So again,
100%.
we have to celebrate IG for deflecting that pressure that EDG were so happy to throw at the bottom lane.
Yep. So we have to see what happens in that end of the game. I think execution is a big name of it, but perhaps EDG is going to saying empower the other lanes, especially Scout, and we can get the job done.
I can't believe it. We've now gone full circle. After Ray was able to get a solo kill in that top lane, maybe empower Ray. In game 2, you get to see the carry from the top lane. Maybe empower Ray. Maybe empower Scout again. I don't know. We're going to find out. But Rookie will take our MVP for that game 2. That Jace putting up some massive numbers, 6, 1, and 10. And look at that damage to gold efficiency, 141% on that Jace.
This is a blind pick thing too. Remember what the response was to pick the Swain so you have the answer early on in the game. Sure, Jace is going to run roughshod early on, but there's a lot of gank potential there. The ganks didn't come through. It was Rookie that took the lane over and was able to come down the bottom lane so frequently. So a lot of the pressure that we saw from Haro going down that lane was immediately deflected. And the fights that were going down there actually gave some kills to the man Rookie.
Yeah, in the chaos of that mid game, that was him who was setting it up. But that being said, we've got game 3 on our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hype as heck here in the Shanghai venue. So go ahead and refill your cups, go ahead and refill your food, and get ready for that game 3 coming back in just a few minutes.
这个夏天 ，IG 有太多东西需要证明，请大家拭目以待。